So now that we have looked at how Amazon uses ASIN as a stable identity layer for its digital catalog, we can shift to manufacturing world and introduce an equivalent construct, the Persistent Part Identifier, or the PPI. A PPI is not a barcode, it's not a QR code, it's not a serial number, and it's not a replacement for existing identifiers like the GTIN, the Global Trade Item Number, or the EAN, the European Article Number. A PPI is something more fundamental. A PPI is a lifecycle-wide identity key. It is a unique persistent reference that is associated with a specific physical part from the moment that part enters the manufacturing environment until it is fully consumed, installed, scrapped, or retired. Unlike many identifiers used today, a PPI has, I think, three defining characteristics. The first of those is persistence. Once created, the PPI, it does not change. It remains stable across the inbound receiving, storage, quality inspection, kitting, assembly, movement between facilities, returns or rework at point of use. And it is this persistence which allows the PPI to mimic the behavior of an ASIN, but applied to a physical object rather than a catalog entry. Ubiquitous in the operational ecosystem. Every system, process, or rule interacting with the part can reference the same identifier. We're talking about the ERP, the MES, the WMS, quality systems, logistics platforms, supply chain analytics, and of course, automation systems. The PPI does not eliminate other identifiers. Instead, it provides the shared anchor that they can all link to. Whereas today, a part may be known by 6 different numbers across 6 different systems, the PPI acts as the unifying reference that ties those interpretations together. The next is abstraction from the physical representation. The PPI is not dependent on the printing technology used to express it. It may be encoded into a QR code, embedded in a 2D data matrix, stored as text, represented digitally in systems interactions. So that means that the representation may change, but ultimately the identity does not. This distinction is crucial. A barcode is a carrier, a PPI is the identifier. So why define something like a PPI? Because once you define a lifecycle-wide identifier at this level of abstraction, you can separate the conceptual identity of a part from the operational mechanics of how that identity is printed, scanned, stored, shared, and used. This allows a far more rigorous discussion about data architecture, traceability, and system behavior. In other words, the PPI is not intended to replace existing identifiers. It is a model that allows them to coexist more coherently.